Most people think becoming a millionaire takes 30 or 40 years. Sometimes it never happens in that time frame. But what if I told you it doesn't take that long? If I lost everything today, zero in the bank, nothing to my name, here's exactly what I would do to get $1 million in 5 years. Not with crypto, not with some get-rich-quick scheme, but with a specific set of moves that I made in the right order based on what I know today at 38 years old. I'm gonna walk you through all of them right now. Stay tuned. Okay, the first thing I do if I was starting from scratch and trying to become a millionaire in 5 years is attack income first. Not by budgeting or by tracking every latte. Income, think about it. If you're making $50,000 a year, you can cut expenses all day long and you're still working with that ceiling over your head. But if you push that to 100,000 or 150 or 250, your ceiling gets higher and higher. The absolute fastest path to building wealth is by making more money. That's it. I know that sounds obvious, but most personal finance advice is built around squeezing a little more out of what you already earn. That's fine for people with 30 years to spare, but a lot of us don't have 30 years to spare. So the question I ask myself immediately is, what do I do well, and how do I get paid more for it to a bigger set of eyeballs, okay? Why do you think I make YouTube videos for a living, okay? Instead of working one-on-one, I work one-to-many. So what are my actual skills? What comes naturally? And then I'd get obsessive about monetizing those things, okay? This may mean working 60 hours a week or more. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I built this channel on nights and weekends on top of a corporate W-2 job. You don't become a millionaire in 5 years just by coasting or being lazy. But the end payoff is real, you guys, okay? And it starts with income, not a budgeting spreadsheet. Now, don't get me wrong, you need to be financially literate, and if you're watching this channel, you most likely are. Good for you, thank God, you should be. You should be taking your finances seriously. But again, guys, if you wanna get to this next level in terms of net worth, you need to either work longer, harder, or smarter, or a combination of all those things. So what I tried to draw here was your income is increasing through a combination of skills and monetization. This is the rocket ship, and then cutting costs. I was actually gonna draw like a turtle, but you know how well I draw on this channel. So I just put a big X through cutting costs. Think about it, you guys. If you're gonna work with the $50,000 ceiling right here, you're gonna be limited to that, okay? It's gonna affect every aspect of your life and also how much you can invest and spend. If you increase that ceiling through these two things right here, that ceiling only gets higher and higher. Okay, number 2 is cutting out your biggest expense. And if you think about it logically, what are people's biggest expense? If you wanna move really fast, then you have to look at where most of your money is going. And for most people, that's housing. Again, it's not coffee, it's not a Netflix subscription, it's housing, okay? This is gonna be the biggest thing holding you back. According to the BLS Consumer Expenditure Survey, the average American household spends 33% of their total budget on housing. That's $1 out of every 3, okay? Or 33 cents out of every dollar. If you're spending $2,000 a month right now, that's $24,000 a year. Over 5 years, that's $120,000 going towards a roof over your head. That number should bother you because it's money that could be compounding elsewhere. So what would I do? Be homeless? No. I'd get a roommate. I'd move into a duplex and split the costs, okay? I'd house hack. If I owned a home, I'd rent out a spare room or the basement. I know that's uncomfortable at first, and I know most people watching this don't wanna hear it, but if you're serious about hitting $1 million in 5 years, you have to be willing to do the things the average person won't do. Housing is where your wealth building system lives or dies. Whatever you do, don't be house poor. In this country, people only think in terms of payments. Oh, let me stretch this out to 30 years. Let me stretch it out to a 40-year mortgage. Let me be a perpetual renter. If I was young in my 20s, I would definitely house hack. I would either buy a duplex, live in one side, rent out the other, or I'd move into something nicer where it's gonna appreciate and then rent out rooms if you have to. A buddy of mine after college did this. He bought a nice huge condo in an up and coming area and the thing appreciated like crazy and all of his roommates basically paid for his mortgage. Super smart. You gotta think outside the box when it comes to your biggest expense, and that is for most people going to be in the form of housing. Okay, number 3 is investing aggressively. Most people are putting in just enough to get the employer match, 3, 4, maybe 5%. According to Vanguard's How America Saves 2025 report, the average employee is contributing 7.7% of their paycheck, which is actually pretty good. That's fine if your goal is to retire at 65. That is not fine if your goal is to become a millionaire in 5 years. You need to be putting 30% or more into assets that go up in value. 9 times out of 10 for most people, that's the stock market, specifically low-cost index funds. These are simple, diversified, and historically the most reliable wealth-building tool available to regular people. You don't have to be some crazy billionaire to get these crazy secret investments, okay? So here's what that actually looks like in real numbers. If you're making $75,000 a year over 5 years, you bring home $375,000, okay? Roughly. Like, I know, Marko, Texas, I know, dude, just understand what I'm trying to say. 30% of that is $112,500 just from disciplined investing. So add market growth on top of that, and you start to see how the math actually works over time. You're doing a majority of the heavy lifting here early, but your money starts pulling its weight too eventually with compound interest. I made a million videos on this, you guys. You can see those here. So the key is getting your investing rate up and keeping it there after increasing your income as much as possible. Not just sometimes, you need to do this consistently over time. I've been doing it since I was in my early 20s. So what you see here is basically, yes, 30% is a lot. I understand inflation. I understand life is expensive these days. I completely get that. That's why you have to watch the rest of this video in the 2 sections before this to understand where can you strategically cut costs and where can you strategically increase your income. Number 4, you need to upgrade your circle. What is your circle? Well, it's your circle of friends or acquaintances or associates. This one is harder to hear than anything I've said so far. I get it, especially if you're loyal to your hometown and your friends and you've known people since you're 5 years old or basically since you're in diapers. But I'd change who I'd spend most of my time with if you're really ambitious about this. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most, okay? That's a fact, whether you want to hear it or not. The people around you shape your ceiling. So the ceiling we talked about, the 50 grand ceiling, if you're hanging out with 50 grand friends, where do you think you're gonna land, right? And that's not meant to diminish anybody. I'm just saying it's a different mindset when you move to a new circle of friends. So if everyone in your circle is comfortable where they are, you'll become comfortable. I've watched it happen. Same friends since high school. You're 35 or 40 years old, and they still want to do the exact same things that they were doing at 22. They're still making the same jokes about being broke, like it's a thing to be proud of, right? So you can't outgrow your old circle. If you wanna grow, you've got to go to a better one. I'd get around people who are doing things I haven't done yet or are where I would like to be. You want to look at the future, right? Hey, these people got it together, what are they doing? So people who make me the least experienced or dumbest person in the room, those are the people I wanna hang out with, okay? That's not abandoning your old friends. That's expanding what's possible for you and ultimately raising your ceiling. This next step is the most important part of the video, but before that, let's get into today's sponsor, JM Bullion. This is made up government money. Normally I have gold ounces in my hand, but I just wanted to show you that this is literally paper. It's Amazon prop money. At the time of this recording, gold is trading at $4,300 an ounce. Over the last 12 months, it's up 29%. The S&P 500 over that same time period, 23%. Over the last 5 years, gold is up 131% versus 75% for the S&P. This is why I personally allocate a percentage of my net worth to physical gold bullion. I buy all of my physical gold and precious metals from JM Bullion, and I've been doing that for over 10 years. I treat it like insurance on the rest of my portfolio. When inflation runs hot and the dollar loses purchasing power, gold has historically been one of the best places to be. JM Bullion is one of the largest precious metals dealers in the country with over $11 billion in precious metals sold, more than 6 million deliveries completed, and over 400,000 customer reviews with an average rating of 4.8 out of 5 stars. Use the link in the description so they know that I sent you. I've been buying with them for over a decade. Happy stacking. Okay, number 5 is keep it simple, stupid. Okay, what do I mean by this? When you start building real money, the urge to get fancy shows up fast, okay? So someone in a forum tells you about triple leveraged ETFs, someone at work is doubling down on the new hottest IPO, you know, SpaceX at the time of this recording. So you start watching options videos at midnight and you think you're some like genius trader, okay? I've been there. Don't do it. Simple works, but it takes time. It's not sexy. I'd keep my portfolio in a straightforward mix of index funds, ETFs, maybe some individual stocks that you really believe in. And if I was going to add real estate, I'd do it without over leveraging and keeping my loan to value ratio as low as possible. I came from a commercial real estate background, you guys. So when I started YouTube, and I've seen so many people, they love being like, oh, these fancy triple exotic wholesaling, I've seen so many people lose everything due to being over leveraged, okay? I've seen people lose literal developments, okay? Millions, tens of millions of dollars. So the goal isn't to find the most complicated path to $1 million, it's to find the most reliable one. And the most reliable one has always been boring, diversified investing done consistently over time, just like a diet, right? Who would have thought? So complication doesn't add returns, it adds risks. The S&P 500 is up 24% at the time of this recording, okay, just this past year. And if you aren't happy with those returns, then you should seriously just visit the casino instead. I'm serious. If you guys need to find a brokerage, check out this QR code right here or the link down below. These are the best brokerages if you don't have one yet. Okay, number 6 is tracking every dollar and automating things so that there's no friction. You can't mess this up. So you can have the best income, the best investing rate, and still watch your wealth leak out of holes you didn't even know existed if you're not tracking, okay? That's why I track every dollar, a real budget, not a vague sense of where things are going, an actual system where I know exactly what comes in and what goes out every single month. Because if you don't tell your money where to go, you're gonna keep wondering where it went. And on top of that, I'd automate as much as possible. Every investing contribution, automatic. Every savings transfer, automatic. Because motivation doesn't last and discipline can sometimes only take you so far. So you can't manually remember to move $2,000 into your brokerage every month while you're working 60 hours a week and trying to sleep and maintain a household, right? And be a good parent or husband or spouse or whatever. So automation, again, removes the friction. It removes the procrastination, more importantly. So you set this up once and you let it run. So again, this is just a vague placeholder, but know what comes in. You have your income, you have your W-2, you have your side hustle, you have your freelancing job, whatever. DoorDash, Uber, I don't recommend doing that, but you know what I'm trying to say. And then anything that goes out, and that way you can get an idea. You don't have to do this forever, but again, it's just like tracking calories. You get an idea of how many calories you're consuming based on your portion size, and then you have an idea, you can eyeball it later once you get really good at it. Okay, number 7 is bad debt and safety net. Oh, now I'm a rapper, okay. So bad debt is the enemy of everything I've talked about so far in this video, and I don't mean all debt. Sometimes there's really good debt for leveraging real estate and things like that, but I'm not talking about over leveraging some speculative golf course investment that with a sponsor that you have no idea who it even is, right? Some 25-year-old kid putting a deal together. I'm talking about a solid rental property or something like that, something that you've done your due diligence on. You have to realize debt is simply a double-edged tool that can cut you both ways. I mean the kind of debt where you're paying interest on something that's going down in value. So I have car loan with the high rate. Sometimes it makes sense to take out a car loan if it's like 0%, even though you'll most likely be paying more for the price of the car by doing that, or just high interest rate anything that isn't getting you anywhere, okay? According to NerdWallet's 2025 household debt study, the average American household is carrying revolving credit card debt basically at $11,149. And the average interest rate on those cards is over 20%. So every dollar going to interest is a dollar that's not compounding for you in your favor. So bad debt compounds backwards. Every single day it's working against you. So I'd eliminate it as fast as possible. And while I'm doing that, I'd also build a small safety net of $3,000 to $4,000, $3,000 to $5,000 sitting somewhere accessible. Typically you wanna get to $1,000 saved and then anywhere from 3 to 12 months. But you know, it's just there. Just get to this mark first. So, because here's what happens when you don't have this safety net. The car breaks down, the medical bill shows up, the refrigerator dies, and suddenly you're pulling money out of your investments and starting over, and the cycle never ends. So every time you get 2 steps ahead, something drags you back 1 step. So the emergency fund breaks that cycle and gives you a natural cushion. If you want to turn your finances around in just 7 days, I created this free roadmap. You can scan the QR code on the screen right here to check it out. It's 100% free, you guys. Check it out. Okay, my thoughts at the end of the video, as always. Everything in this video is simple, okay? None of it is easy. Let me repeat that. Everything in this video is simple, but none of it is easy. There's a difference. So increasing your income requires discomfort. I'm telling you guys, I was working at a publicly traded bank, grinding for years without making a penny on YouTube, okay? And I was able to finally quit my job in April of 2019. I started this channel in November of 17. So it took about 1.5 years to 2 years, okay? So before you can really do things like that, you do have to eat a crap sandwich for about 18 months whenever you're starting a new endeavor, okay? It sucks, but it is what it is. It takes doing what others don't wanna do to get to where others, can't be. So there's two things that I created for you. One, I just shouted out. There's a 7-day roadmap. You can check out the link below. Second, whiteboardfinanceuniversity.com. This is my private community. It's $10 a month, $100 a year. It's ridiculously cheap. It's stupid cheap. It's too cheap. It's so cheap that you're probably perceiving that it's not as good as what it is. So that's why I'm probably gonna literally raise prices here soon, probably to $20 a month or something like that. We have courses on budgeting, real estate investing, and stocks, okay? Then you have live streams every Thursday with me. There's about 450 members in there. It's an absolute blast. We have a live chat. This has everything you need to create a strong foundation or a strong family tree if that's what you're trying to do. If you're single with no kids, it doesn't matter. This is geared towards literally everybody. Canada, Latin America, Europe, everyone benefits from there. We have people from all over the world. So as always, hopefully you got value out of this video, you guys. I know sometimes I come off as a frat bro guy, you know, like whatever. Some guy left something in the comments. I don't know. I don't even know why I read the comments anymore, dude. But anyway, my point is that it's tough love, dude. I'm Slavic, okay? I'm Balkan. My parents, everything was my fault. I could create Google and my dad would say, why didn't you cut the grass? You know, there's no, I love you, son. You're doing a great job. Listen, dude, you need to man up. Whether you're a man or a woman watching this, you need to man up and take control of your own life. You're in America, dude. And if you're not in America, you probably have better quality of life, to be quite honest, but not monetarily or materially. But if you're in America, you might as well make some money while you're here, dude. That's the whole point of this country. All right, peace. Dude, it's so funny. All the older people watching this. Well, this is a country where we have traditions and listen, dude, we're in late stage empire. Just get your money while you can. It's a rotting carcass.